My ASVAB party people, welcome to Math Salvation with your coach, Anderson Duran. So I'm only doing that to get your attention because I know how hard some of these problems can be. I want to make you laugh a little bit, hopefully I did, but I want to show you exactly how to get a problem like this done, and exactly how to do it, and exactly how to be able to improve, so that way you're not just looking at this problem trying to memorize it, but actually looking at other problems and saying, oh, that's doable, I can do that. So let's go ahead and get started here and have a good time. And also, in case you didn't know, I have my full program for free for 7 days. Go ahead and scan that QR code if you want to learn more about it and get started. But here we go. What is the diameter of the cylinder? Why did I read there, not in the beginning? Again, no matter what word problem you're doing, my party people, start with the question sentence. It's going to make your life so much easier. You don't care about the information until you know why it's important. So here we go. What is the, what is the diameter of the cylinder? Okay, cool. What is the diameter of the cylinder? So there are two main words that you really want to, go ahead and mark down. We want to find the diameter, and we're dealing with a cylinder. For those of us that don't remember, here is what a cylinder looks like. I'm going to go ahead and put this right above my head. That's what a cylinder looks like. A cylinder is pretty much just like a tube, circular. You have a circular base, and then you just have a tube connecting it pretty much. So there it is. So when it says, what is the diameter of the cylinder? The diameter is located right here. Let me go ahead and show that. Boom. The diameter is essentially going across the cylinder. It is the diameter of the circle. That's it. The diameter of a cylinder is the diameter of the circular part. And the diameter, again, remember, the diameter goes across the circle through the middle. So we just want to know what this is. So let's go ahead and have some fun. Let's see how we're going to get this done. But we want to know, again, just be careful here. Be consistent. Be accurate. We want the diameter. So diameter equals blank. And we see that the choices tell us feet. So I'll go ahead and say blank feet. Nice and easy. Up next, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look at the information that I'm given to understand, well, is there any information about the cylinder that I can use to get this right? Now, check out that first sentence, what it says. It says, a cylinder has a volume of 72 pi cubic feet, and it's 8 feet tall. Okay, but the first part here is what matters most. The volume is 72 pi cubic feet. Now, instantly, whenever you see something that is formulaic, so area, perimeter, volume, surface area, the moment that you see one of those formulaic trigger words, you need to instantly regurgitate that information. You need to instantly be able to tell me what the formula is. What's the formula going to be for a cylinder? In case you didn't know, it's this. The volume of a cylinder, so the volume of a cylinder, let me just write cylinder so you know exactly what I'm talking about, is going to be the area of the base times the height. Now, since the base is a circle, that area, what's the area of a circle? Do you know this? Pi r squared. And so the formula for the volume is pi r squared times the height. So we'll write that over here. Pi r squared times the height. So you can say h or height, whichever way you want to say it, and r is the radius. Whichever way you want to say it, doesn't really matter. But here's the thing. If you didn't know that formula, you got to memorize it. You got to have that ready to go. There's no ifs, ands, buts, or excuses about it. You got to put in the time and know these formulas. Next up, we need to understand how we can identify what we're given so we can plug things in and find what we're looking for. If you might have noticed that we're looking for the diameter, right? We're looking for the diameter. Is the diameter mentioned in this? No. We have pi, which is pi. We have r, which is the radius. And then we have height, which is the height. So how am I supposed to find the diameter? Well, we need to leave a mental note for ourselves to say this. Once we have the radius, remember that the radius multiplied by 2 is the diameter. So one more time, I'm going to go over here. The radius starts from the center and goes to the edge of the circle. The diameter is double the radius. Diameter, remember this, it's a simple fact, but we got to know this. Diameter equals twice the radius, 2 times the radius. So that mental note that I'm leaving for myself is, hey, I'm going to find the radius from this formula, and then I'm just going to multiply it by 2 to get the diameter. If you notice how some of these answer choices are half of the other, it's because they're trying to trick you to stay with the radius and think that that's the answer. So pay attention here. I'm going to show you exactly how to get this done. So The volume that we're given right there, 72 pi cubic feet. We know it's the volume because it says volume and it says cubic units. So right there, we will say 72 pi equals, and then we have pi. We don't know what the radius is, but we do know what the height is. We do know what the height is because it tells you that it's 8 feet tall. So I can say that right here. Again, all that right there, that's 8 feet. Great. Times 8. Perfect. So what do we do next? Well, we're just solving an equation from here. We're just going to be solving the equation. So let's take care of this nice and slow. The first thing I notice is that, hey, look, I can actually try to get to the radius by dividing out everything around the r squared. And so what does that mean? It means they can divide out pi, and I can divide out the 8. Because if I divide pi, with pi already being multiplied, it cancels out. If I divide the 8 where it's already being multiplied, it cancels out. I just need to make sure I do it also to the other side. So with that said, boom, we'll see that we are going to do the same thing. We'll divide pi and 8. And you can say pi times 8 or 8 pi, whichever way you want to say it. It's all good. It doesn't really matter because the pi's get canceled out. And then 72 divided by 8 is going to be what? 9. 72 divided by 8 is going to be 9. So we have 9 equals r squared. So the last thing we need to do here is figure out what r is, and then again, we'll double it to get the diameter. Keep that in mind because it can easily trick you. So how do we do the opposite of squaring? The opposite of squaring is the square root. So I'll take the square root of both sides, and it's going to cancel out right there, leaving us with r equals 3. The square root of 9 is 3 because 3 squared is 9. So we have that going on there. We're nice and easy there. But again, that's not going to be the answer. Do not believe for a second that A is the answer. It is not. It is not because that is the radius. That is the radius. To get the diameter, we have to double this. And so doubling 3 will get us 6. So again, 3 times 2 equals 6. So the diameter equals 6. And that's why B is the correct answer, 6 feet. But notice how a lot of those numbers are there. The 9 is there as choice C, and then you have the 3 feet for the radius. So again, this is meant to trick you. It's meant to challenge your ability to understand what you're doing from start all the way to the finish line. So that's why I want to make sure that you understand how important it is that you know your formulas and how to practice enough to build your confidence the right way. And if you haven't already, remember, I have over 15,000 practice questions with drill sets and speed drills to make sure that you are test ready. This program that I'm offering you for free for a full week, no credit card required, has everything you need to raise your score and get the job you want. And I'm here to prove it to you. So go ahead. If you want to go ahead and get the trial, make sure to go ahead and scan that QR code up there, or you can go ahead and go to asvab.info/trial, or you can text trial to 833-321-0182. So again, start the trial right now, and also comment on this video if this helped you out. That way we can keep making more videos for you. My party people, I will see you later. Let's taste the ASVAB.